7. This is my son Goddess 777. I'm not going to be up here very long. I just wanted to talk a little bit about effective communication. I'm going to get right to the point. I can't be up here today for 2 hours. I may be up here less than 20 minutes, but I just wanted to say that I have noticed all of my life that even me myself, I had issues with being able to effectively communicate and express myself. I don't know if it was because as a child we were told to be quiet and don't say this and don't say this and don't talk back and don't say certain things, and we disrespecting adults if we, you know, talk is talking back or being disrespectful. Either way, I was very shy and I could not express myself effectively. So I had to teach myself. As I got older, I had to teach myself, even when I was like in my teens and stuff like that. I had to learn how to effectively communicate, reading books and studying, even taking public speaking classes in college and things like that at a very young age. I was even having issues with being shy when I had to perform. I got out of that by some kind of way. Some of this stuff I got out of because I just told myself like you're not gonna be afraid and you're not gonna be shy in the crowd and you have to sing this song. And so some of the stuff I really got myself out of when I was like a teenager and like not even a teen, like singing in church and stuff like that. I made myself do it some way. I don't know. I think I used to close my eyes when I used to sing and not look at the crowd. But as I got older and I was performing for like opening up and doing like as an artist, I couldn't just close my eyes and sing like that. I had to look at the audience. So that I had to. I'm grateful that I had went and took some like public speaking, helped me reading books and meditation and all that helped me to be able to effectively communicate. This is not the fun stuff today. I'm talking about the celebrities and who is crashing and burning and who cheating on who and who is in bankruptcy. I'm talking about things that are the building blocks for self mastery. If you can have effective communication, because if you can't effectively communicate, you can't even talk to your children. You can't effectively talk to your mate. You can't effectively communicate with your lover. You can't effectively communicate when you're in pain if you don't know how to effectively communicate. And our people, a lot of our people, as I've observed even growing up, even with myself, I had to learn and teach myself how to effectively communicate. I had to work on having discipline. I had to work on being even patience, even emotional intelligence, being able to comprehend things. Like if somebody is talking to you and they tell you something, a lot of times you say, a lot of people will say, "Oh, you're disrespecting me." A lot of our people will say, "Oh, you disrespecting me. You trying to sun me, or you trying to make me a little. I'm a big dog. I'm a big dog. A big." Sometimes people are being very disrespectful. We have a lot of miscommunication in the community. It don't matter. Like it doesn't matter if a lot of times people think that because they are in religions that they can talk any kind of way to people. I've seen where people have been in the pulpit throwing off at people. You ever if you've been in a religion like I've been in religion, a lot of times you can go to church and if you some kin, like they might know you or know your business, so they might be your family member or maybe your pastor or something. They'll throw off from the pulpit, and that's very offensive to do that. It's like you taking your abusing your power. If you're knowing something about somebody and you're to do that, that's like an abuse of power. You shouldn't do that. That's very offensive. But I've seen that happen. It's even happened to me. It's happened to other people. It's just a mess. But we don't know how to effectively communicate and we don't know how to express ourselves. If we don't know how to communicate effectively, we can't communicate with our children. We can't communicate at the job. If something happens at the job and you don't have control of your emotions, you can be triggered. And a lot of times now, people are being tested. People are being tested. You're going to have to work on your Emotional intelligence. You're gonna have to work on your emotions. Your emotions is a sign of trauma. When something really bothers you and you get all out of body about it a lot of times, people do be messing with you a lot sometimes and picking with you. But why does it affect you so deep? It's a sign of a trigger of a deeper emotional trauma. And a lot of times people have made decisions, they have made lifetime decisions in the midst of losing control of their selves because of emotions. And emotions are very good. It's nothing wrong with emotions. It's just how you allow your emotions to control you is the bigger issue. Are you going to use your emotions to better you? Are you going to be able to transmute that energy? Because I had a situation earlier where somebody was like, they was kind of like picking, like, not really pick. It was a business. I was handling some business stuff. It won't no little. It was some big business, and they were like, "Well, I don't think that was done intentional." And I'm like, I caught myself because you never show your hand. You never show your hand. And I had to learn that because when I was emotional, when I was like, emotional, that's been a long time ago. Yeah, sometimes I'll lose my cool a little bit, but I catch myself. But sometimes people be asking for it, so I got to go ahead and tell them. But I don't. I'm very aware of my words because words have power. And I'm very aware that with me, when I speak things, they come into existence. So I have to be very accountable with what I say because when I say stuff, a lot of times it will come to pass. So I'm held accountable for that. It's a gift and it's a blessing and it's a curse at the same time. In saying that, it's blessing when I know how to use it. But if I don't use it right, it's not good. It can be a curse to me because whatever you put out can come back to you too if you're not doing it with the right intentions and you don't have the right heart space and you don't have the right motive. So you can speak things, but you're going to be held accountable for everything you say. And when you have a gift where you can speak things into existence and you're not doing it with the right intent and it can come back on you and you got to pay for that, honey. So it's not you can't abuse your gifts, you can't abuse your power. So I was just getting ready to call back and be like, I really think it was done intentional. I really think you did do it intentional. I know you did it intentional because it's been so many times. You know what? I said I hung up that phone and I got on my thing and I said, you know what? I said to myself, you can laugh now, but you're gonna cry later. You can laugh now, but you look. That's where the spirit dropped. You know what I'm saying? That's what my higher self dropped into my mind. It was like, yeah, let them laugh now, but they're gonna cry later. And that's how we gotta move. We gotta be able to control our emotions because had I not been able to had I not worked on myself, I'm just saying, I'm showing you my weakness. Had I where I could have been, uh, hey, how you doing? Greetings, everyone. Welcome. I'm saying, as a people, we are very emotional. We can be very emotional, but we can be powerful and we can master ourselves too. And I know if I can master myself, I know y'all can. Everybody listening to me, you can do it. Because I'm telling you, I was an emotional mess as a kid, like as a child. As a child, I was a very emotional child that feelings got hurt very easily. But and as I started getting older, I was very sensitive, but I put on a hard shell front, like, oh, nothing can hurt me and I'm tough and but it was a front. But deep down on the inside, I was very sensitive. I was very soft hearted, very emotional. Feelings get hurt easily. Cry as a kid, and I was around a lot of like I was around Aries, Leo energy. That's tough. That's very abrasive for a person that's like that. That's like the water energy. That's very tough and abrasive. But as I grew up and I seen it, it was even harder because I was like, I was a kid. I didn't know what was going on. You know what I'm saying? But as I got older and I seen the energies I was dealing with, a lot of uh, abrasive, fire type. patriarch. It was tough on me. Like I'm like, wow, like these are women, but they're very, they very like fiery energy and patriarchal type religion. That's tough. That was really tough. So we have to learn to control our emotions. We have to even get tough skin. We have to learn to master ourselves because sometimes people be ready to throw their life away about respect. They be like, "Oh, you disrespected me, so I gotta who, honey?" That's why they building all these prisons and stuff for. I'm like, it ain't work. Now I used to be when I was a teenager, hot headed teenager. I used to be like that. I used to be like that, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that I don't even know what I'd have did in this day and time. Cause honey, we was church kids, but we were cutting up. I don't know what I would have did. These kids now got it. They can't even make a mistake. All this, it's just sad. All this surveillance and stuff. Did y'all realize how much they watch it? You know what? The way they watch us and surveillance us, I really do think that we need to start preparing for like getting our like generators and stuff on deck and getting being able to live off grid. Cause you know what? With all this mess they got going on with how they trying to surveillance and police us, the only thing will shut this shit down is the shit to go off grid. It's the grid to go. I mean, I'm being real. We gotta prepare because think about it. It's been out of hand since 9/11. I'm just getting off subject now, but it's been out of hand. That the only thing that could really shut this shit down would be the grid going down. I hate to say it. That's why we need to be trying to learn how to live honestly without some of these things that we think we got to have because the way they surveillancing us, oh my God. Oh man. I mean, it's out of pocket. It's out of whack. And then with those data centers and stuff and the way they are bombarding us with radiation, if the grid went down then and we could survive with that and have generators and what do you call it? The uh solar powered stuff and stuff like that. They wouldn't be able to do this to us. They wouldn't be able they wouldn't be able to do what they doing if that grid went down, it's gonna shut down. Yeah, it might shut down the banks and all that, but we really shouldn't be putting all our money in these because they really trying to control your money anyway. So really need to be finding other sources to, you know what I'm saying? So if the grid went down, it would be dark. But if you know how to survive off the land and have your generators and stuff like that, they won't be able to poison us. They won't be able to. Yeah, it'll be bad if you're not prepared. But I'm saying like, what can stop this data center stuff? What can stop the surveillance? They watching us everything. They got a thing now where they watching you in your car. They watching you with the flood cameras and scanning the tags. They can even like hear your conversations and stuff like that. It's too much surveillance. Like and it's getting like worse. They're trying to watch us like it's been bad since 9/11. I don't know what because it's because people they got it where they're already saying that the citizens gonna rise up against those data. So, them data centers there is there to take us out. Like it's taking all the water and it's trying to, but something is gonna happen because I think that I don't think none of their plans are gonna prosper. I honestly really feel like none of their stuff is gonna prosper, but we're gonna have to be like able to live off of their system. You know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna have to be able to when we've done it. We've you don't we've anciently lived, not ancient, but it ain't been that long ago. We've lived without all this stuff and we've been okay and I mean honestly we were better off because we think we've advanced, but we really haven't advanced. We just got more in a prison. You know what I'm saying? By depending on stuff that's like really harming us, like supermarkets and even some of this electricity with these meters that's like even the phones. Somebody says some of these phones can be detonated, probably all of them. So Have we really advanced as far as we think we have, or is it just an illusion to put us more in prison? Like it's like they trying to go towards smart cities where we're policed by drones and all. I mean, it's like they really trying to take us out like it's in our face now. So the only thing I think that could really shut this down is for the grid to go down or something. I mean, think about it. So anyway, I think that if you master yourself, learn how to effectively communicate, that's gonna help us when we have to. We in the they say the Aquarius age where we have to work with like-minded people. I don't think you should be working with people in your group. Like we done had enough Judases in the camp, in the family. We done had enough traitors. We done had enough conquistadors and dirty Moors. It's time to clean that out. We can't have that now. Like we know we don't have to think about it and say, um, what it say? Men want to why don't you men want to get married? Men don't want to get married. Nobody should be getting married. That's a scam. Marriage is a scam. Don't get married. No, don't get married. That's slavery. That's not even good for. Well, it helps the man, but at the same time, men can't keep up the facade of it. What? How many men do you know? Okay, even though marriage is for men and it helps them, it's like enslaving a woman. They're not even happy with it, so it's really a scam for all of us. Yeah, I'm not up here to bash men or women. I'm just saying they have fooled and tricked all of us. It's about marrying yourself now. Stop worrying about getting married. I see people that are professional marrying people. They go around getting married every few years. They done been married 4 and 5, 6 and 7. You are the problem. Stop getting married and go marry yourself. They were laughing at this lady a few years ago that married herself. Men don't need to be getting married. Not if you doing that because you need a mother, or you need somebody to help you pay bills, or you want a sex slave. If you're not getting married for the right purposes, and the right purposes in my book is shit, just go and jump a broom and do a contract between the both of y'all, because going down to that courthouse and doing that paperwork, honey, that's a contract. That's a law contract. What you need to do that for? Can't y'all just get together and be like, listen, we gonna do it. See, that's what's see, before we talk about getting married and getting in relationships, we don't even know how to talk to each other. Our parents didn't even some of us didn't even have no parents. So how we gonna get married and we don't even know how to effectively communicate? We don't know how to talk to each other. How we gonna get married? How we gonna have kids? We don't even know how to talk to the children effective. We talk at each other. And then soon as something happened, we don't know how to express it and say, listen, I don't like the way you treated me. I think that was very disrespectful the way you just walked off when I asked you to take out the trash or blah, blah, blah. And then when you say that, they say, "Oh, you disrespecting me. Oh, you think I'm your little boy? I'm your husband." And in the Bible said that the husband has got the head of the household, and you supposed to submit to me. And you acting like a woman over there. And you don't act like no woman that's submissive to her husband. See, we got it all mixed up. We don't even know how to have a relationship with each other. So how we gonna get married when we don't know how to communicate? We don't have emotional intelligence. We don't have self mastery of our emotions. We don't know how to be patient. We don't even know how to be patient and say, "Listen, this ain't no microwave relationship. It's gonna take us some time to build. We gonna build each other up. We gonna build. We gonna start from the bottom and build it up. Don't nobody know how to be patient with nobody. Don't nobody know how to go through a little struggle, and then you know somebody, y'all working together, and y'all gotta. I'm not talking about that bullshit about, oh well, I need you to stick by me for 1,000 years, and I drain all your energy, and then when I get to where I need to get at, then I'm gonna leave you and get me a Becky or my preference that I wanted the whole time. I'm not talking about that type of stuff. We don't have loyalty to each other either. We don't know how to communicate effectively. We don't have no loyalty. We don't care about building an empire. We don't. We only care about we don't even like ourselves because We don't teach our sons, like somebody said, we don't even teach our sons to treat other women right that look like us. We don't teach our sons right. We praise the fact that they mistreating a woman and how, oh, she ain't gonna get my money that my son could be giving me. You get with that bitch, you better make sure she got something for all of us. We don't even teach like even that woman said it, Cynthia. We don't teach. I try to do my. I look. I try. I ain't even no angel, but I try to do my best. I tried, not just with no kids. I tried with anybody that I come in contact with about treating with not just women that of color. I be like all women. You shouldn't be manipulating. And I tell the women this too. It's not just me being an advocate just for women. I tell the men, listen, you should not be playing with that lady or that young lady like that. You should be telling them that you're not ready to get serious. You just want to date and this and that, because that's really sex trafficking a woman when you're leading them on. They think you're gonna get married and they don't want to get married. These men don't. No, they don't want to get married. They don't want to get married, and the women shouldn't want to get married either. And you shouldn't be out here just sleeping around either. That's where discipline come in. That's where the discipline come in at. Yeah, it's not easy to just stop having sex when you used to having somebody up next to you or you used to hunching up next to somebody. It takes time. The way they say the London Bridge won't build overnight. So it's gonna take you some time to get that lust spirit, you know what I'm saying, in balance or whatever, to take balance of your sacral that sacral chakra, when you used to having that love or you burning in the desires and you gotta feel like you got to have it like it can be like a drug. One to have that the relationship, the sexual desire. So yeah, you have to have discipline and it takes time. It's you working on yourself. You constantly working on yourself, not giving up on yourself. You need to work on yourself. If you can't master yourself, how can you be married? If you cannot master yourself, you marrying somebody because okay, it's nothing wrong with wanting security and stuff like that. But you don't even love the person. You just marrying that person because they got money or they got something you want. If you marrying somebody just because you want something that they got, you don't need to be getting married. You do not need to be getting married in, because guess what? It's gonna backfire. You need to be establishing yourself and being self-sufficient yourself. Once you self-sufficient, then you get when you don't need if you don't need nothing from nobody, like to take care of you or they money, and you ain't marrying somebody. You don't marry nobody to legalize sex either. You do not get married because you saying, "Oh, I got me some in-house, this some in-house pita, or I got me some in-house cookies." You do not get married for them purposes. You should, like I said, you shouldn't even be getting married now anyway, because people don't know how to communicate. People got it all mixed up. They think that when they marry somebody, they own them. They think that's their property. The woman think they own that man. That man think he own that woman. People need to be learning how to effectively communicate. They need to be learning patience, emotional and intelligence. Um, they should be working on self mastery, working on discernment, vetting people. You need to be able to vet somebody to say, well, and spiritually vet them. Is your ancestors that love you unconditionally satisfied with this union? Is your ancestors in agreement? Y'all don't even know what about. Y'all don't need connect with you don't need. The only ancestor you know is the one that the white man gave you in religion. You don't even know nothing about your aunt. And y'all think that if y'all get these degrees and these certifications, then you it. That don't mean nothing in the spiritual realm. I'm saying, and I done been to school several times. That don't mean nothing in the spiritual realm. But self mastery, learn how to effectively communicate. Learn how to have emotional intelligence and control of your emotion, mastery over yourself, discernment, and discipline. Because your emotions can either hurt you or help you. Its emotions are good, But people can control you through your emotions. If they know your triggers and your weaknesses, they can trigger you and you done lost your life. You done lost your life, got into trouble or taken out over getting too upset and doing stuff because you done got too emotional and done got out of body and they triggering. They like, yeah, I got them now. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good to be in ego and emotional and people can trigger you and you, oh, well, you don't mess with me now and I gotta prove that I gotta get my respect. Is it respect? What's your definition of respect? I mean, if you what is you proving it to? Who is you got people that'll smile at you and they act like they're not gonna do nothing to you, but they're very dangerous people because they know how to control their emotions and they know how to play the long game. While you fussing at them and talking junk, they just sitting there smiling the whole time. That don't mean that they're not dangerous. That don't mean that they not dangerous. That don't mean that they not gonna do nothing to you, but they people know how to move. You gotta have control and mastery of yourself and know how to move. Just like today, when I was like, the person was like laughing, talking about some intentional stuff. I was like, okay, you gonna laugh. I said that to myself. You gonna laugh now and cry later, cause we have to master ourselves. It took me a long time. I've been working on this. I mean, and now that we in this energy of healing and everything speeding up fast, they say the end game is here. It ain't no such thing as time. This might can happen for you in the twinkling of an eye if you work on yourself, working on how to effectively communicate, how you say, being accountable, and how you take criticism. You can discern and know whether somebody is giving you constructive criticism or they just messing with you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people be sarcastic. They'll tell you the truth and throw off in a joke. I ain't talking about that kind of stuff. But it's got to be it's when I really care about somebody, I'm gonna tell them the truth, and I try to tell them in love. But I get to the point. I'm not gonna let you be blindsided and I'm telling you that you're doing something right when I need to be telling you like, look, you need to stop doing that. Maybe you could cut that out because that's not right. And I will, and I have told men and women, about you not treating that man right. It's not right what you're doing. You need to stop doing that or you need to let them go. I mean, I don't mind telling somebody. It don't matter about whether it's a man, woman, child, whatever. Right is right, wrong is wrong. We have to have balance. But yes, are you effectively communicating or are you just talking? And that's what I just wanted to say. We got to learn how to effectively communicate in our communities. I'm sure it's all across. I don't even understand how you can come to a country and not even know you've been there for 1,000 years and you don't speak them people language. I couldn't do it. If I was in a country for a long time, another country other than this, country, I would want to know. I would want to understand. I wouldn't just not try to learn. I would respect that country enough, and I know I'm trying to get on and prosper in there. I would want to be able to communicate. I wouldn't just be like, oh, when you in Rome, they say you supposed to act as a Roman, or what somebody said when you in Rome, you act as a Carthage, like you in Carthage. But yeah, communication is there. You can't be in a relationship with somebody and y'all speaking two different languages. You trying to talk to them and say, listen, we need to talk about this. And they talking about, oh, you arguing with me and you disrespecting me because you telling them that you don't like something that they doing. See, that's the stuff we need to be observing and inventing before we get into any relation, even with your family members. You can't have no relationship with your family members if you want to tell them what they doing wrong and they want to act like you arguing or disrespecting. You can't have no relationship with no lover. You can't have no relationship. Sometimes these parents is in the wrong because the kids be telling the truth. They telling you that they don't like something, and the parent is telling them, "Oh, you being disrespected. You are not honoring your elders." A lot of times, some of our parental figures and the older people, they'll play on that, and they be being downright disrespectful, provoking a child to wrath. But when the child check them and tell them, like, "Listen, I know you're not supposed to be doing this to me. I know you picking on me and this and that." The person will be like, "Well, the Bible said that I'm the parent and you disrespecting your elders." So It can go all ways. It can be a relationship with a child or parent child. It can be husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend. It can be the boss. You might not know how to communicate with your boss. Hell, that's the worst manager or supervisor or boss to have, one that can't communicate effectively. You know, this is a whole bunch of mayhem and chaos on that job if the employer don't know how to communicate. And a lot of them don't. A lot of them are sociopaths. Them CEOs and them people in them high management, they are social. They not even human, I don't think. Them CEOs and presidents and vice VPs and senior VPs, them people are psychopaths at them companies. They not human. And the ones that is done been taken over seem like, so yeah. Effective communication. A lot of people, they're not gonna make it and be left behind because they don't know how to talk to people. They don't know how to effectively communicate. They don't know how to take constructive criticism. They don't know how to have emotional intelligence and be able to comprehend on things and emotional intelligence or how to respond to things. They don't even have empathy. They said a lot of the generation there don't even have empathy. Can you imagine? Don't have empathy. That means you don't understand how somebody else feels. That's a bad leak in that building to not be able to have empathy and to understand where another person is coming from and have emotional intelligence and comprehension. They done failed them. So, but no, the parents have failed them too. Cause I know a lot of things you get taught, you got to learn at home. It ain't up to the school to teach these kids everything. The parents done let these laptops and these iPhones and these iPads and these gaming systems raise these children. And they are fucked up. They don't have no empathy. They don't have no emotional intelligence. They don't have no communication skills at all. And it's sad. It's just sad, you know. A change has got to come. A change has got to come. I think we gotten too comfortable, too much of a microwave society, and got too connected to technology. You know, it's good. It's okay to use it in balance, but we've overly dependent on this stuff to the point, where it's to maybe to our demise. Maybe it would be good to get off grid, because it looked like after a while they're gonna try to have us humans as the computers or whatever in the data centers, like as transhumanism or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I just you know I just would say work on your communication, effective communication. This ain't I'm not talking about Cardi B today or Meg the Stallion or Tasha K or none of them. I'm talking about self mastery, the keys to the kingdom, being able to effectively communicate, being able to have discipline, being able to have discernment, being able to have control of your emotions, emotional intelligence, self mastery, the keys to the kingdom. This has been my son Goddess 777. Please like, subscribe, and share. Support Maya Simple of Healing and Unconditional Love. See you soon.